Want your code task running in the cloud while you sleep? Pause for approval for when you wake up. This is my CodeX workflow. IDE for focus, CLI for speed, and a cloud for queued tasks that you can manage from desktop or phone. Hello, I'm Jeremy Grove, founder of Media Data Fusion. Today I will show you how I use CodeX, IDE, CLI, and the cloud to plan, run, and approve tasks from anywhere. So for this type of workflow, the first thing that you will need to do is to link your GitHub. And for those who have not linked their GitHub, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to need to come on the settings. You can either do this on mobile or you can do this on the ChatGPT web interface. You'll go on to settings and you're going to go to connectors and you'll link it. You'll see mine is already linked here. You'll see my GitHub linked. So you're going to have options here. When you link it, you can put all repos or you can have select repos. Myself, I put select repos so then I can add them later. Until you do that, you will not see CodeX in the sidebar. This is going to go for mobile or the web application. So until you connect your GitHub repo, you will not see CodeX here. But once you do that, you can actually click over to here. You can go to the web interface. You'll see that I have one repo here. I have one repo here. And you can actually select the branches that you want to work on as well. And you can, when you plan the task, you can select how many versions of that you would like it to create for this. So for those who have not linked their IDE or their terminal, it's actually very straightforward in CodeX. So once you get this access from over, you can click on here. You can open this in VS Code, Cursor, or Winso. I mean, it will pop directly over and install it. And this is actually a very good feature. So one thing that can be an issue, if you, especially in Cursor, I don't use Windsurf as much, but if you install apps directly from the Cursor App Store, some of these are not validated. There's not as stringent of a security measures as the original VS Code store. So the nice thing about this is it will actually open up inside the Cursor store, which is quite a bit safer than going through the Cursor store and searching around, because you'll notice there are a lot of clones in there. There have been people that have gotten hacked this way. So it's actually a significant thing to look out for in Cursor. The VS, I mean, and even VS Code, but specifically Cursor, the App Store has a lot less security measures, and there's a lot of apps that are cloning real apps and pretending, and you basically would be giving them access to all your data. So be careful about that. The nice thing is that they have this here, and you can click on this and it'll install that. So that's for the IDE. Okay, so that it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple to do if you haven't done that. So I've already got my repo connected, and so, but I need to add another one. So for this test project, I'm going to add another repo. So we're going to manage our environment. So you're going to click over to there. So if you selected all repositories, then basically you could select from any of your repos. But I selected limited ones. So you're going to have to create another environment. So I want to add another repo. So I'm going to have to create another environment. So you can see the projects that I have linked here. So if you had linked your whole repo, then everything would be available. But for this demo, we're going to select this. This is a test project that I'm going to run for some of these videos to demonstrate. So we're going to add this one. Okay, so we click that. We're going to create that environment. We can give it a description. We'll just put test project. If I can spell it right. Okay. And we're going to create the environment. I'm still testing this before I give it any access, so I've got a lot of these things locked down. I'm not interested currently in working in the cloud on terminal. I'm currently using the cloud to run tasks, and that's basically kind of like the title of this video is running these tasks in the cloud, which is really actually a handy thing to do. So we're going to create the environment, and boom, environment created successfully. Test project. Great. So we're going to use this. So now you will see I have that. Okay. So I'm going to also show you here on my phone how we can go to ChatGPT, and now this should show up on my ChatGPT. So we're going to go to CodeX. Okay. And we'll see. It may take a minute to refresh because I just added this one. I haven't currently have this one on the cloud. This is a brand new setup. I'm going to hit new tasks. Okay, there's the previous project I had linked. You'll see it's on the dev branch. But let's see if this one showed up this quickly. Bam. And so now you will see. Now we have the other project, the environment, but animate. And so if we had more environments, say you had multiple environments, you could search through there and find them. So we will click over to that environment, and you will see that we're on the main branch. So let's see if we want to switch. So I have three branches in here. We got a main, a dev, and a master. So I would like to work from the dev branch on this one. So we're on the dev branch. And let's go ahead and create a task. So one of the workflows I find very, you're running around, you have a task that you can have multiple tasks running in the background, and I like to put them all with specific instructions to plan, and I inspect the agent to either put them on to plan and to give me the final instructions, whether I'm going to approve, deny, or amend. And I give them a lot of detailed instructions, and I have these instructions queued through Markdown. I will make a video at some point showing my workflow on how I use AI. Specifically, it's actually previously one of my number one use cases for ChatGPT was basically more of my assistant. With the advent of CodeX and the GPT-5 CodeX model, this is actually the first positive experience I've had with coding. They've really, I think, invested more resources in coding as of late. It shows, the difference shows. So I've already got a prompt already pre-done. So we're going to add that. We're just going to paste that in there. And yeah, another note, I'm on Mac. I have the whole Apple ecosystem. So I guess one of the advantages of this ecosystem is you can copy and paste from all your devices, whether it be a phone, iPad, Mac. It's pretty handy, but it's not perfect. As this one, you can see the delay, probably because I have multiple devices. Let's try to do it one more time. Let's see if this will go through. Some of these iOS updates. There we go. So you'll see I got a nice prompt in here. So say it's late at night. We wanted to do one more task. We want this thing to run. Maybe it's a task that's going to run for an hour. This thing can be ready for when you wake up in the morning. You can say approved, denied, or you can add some amendments to it. And these are all specific instructions that I always include inside of these prompts. You have to really treat these things like a child and give them a lot of do's. And you guys see my do's and my don'ts. For me, this is my standard workflow. So I will go ahead and send it off. And you'll see the green check mark. So you'll see that task starting right there. And that was all done from my phone. So I can do this from my phone. I can also do this from the cloud. You can do this from the IDE. You can do this from multiple environments. So it's pretty handy. So what we're going to do, now we're going to hop over. Let's see if we can get over to Cursor. And let's go over to CodeX. And let's see if it's showing up there. So if you'll see up here in the top, downloading repo. So optimize UI for Banana Codebase. So it's running. So it will be running all these tasks while I'm literally sleeping. So very handy, very useful tool. I will say one of the drawbacks of CodeX, I do think it's slower, but I'm still optimizing my workflow because you have different models. You have GPT-5 CodeX, high, medium, and low. So I will usually start planning on high. I would execute tasks on medium, depending on the complexity, maybe low. And I think this, because some of that extra thinking is not needed. Once the plan has already been formulated, they just need to execute that. And so also for the CLI. So CLI also has its also uses. So CLI is really simple to install. Yeah, the CLI is really simple to install. And then we'll run back over to Cursor and you would just paste that in there. I've already done this, so this is unnecessary. But it will literally install in minutes, or if not seconds. And you'll sign into your ChatGPT account if you're not already signed. But once you're already logged in, really simple, just CodeX. Pretty similar to the Gemini, Claude code. They're all pretty similar. So the CLI, I think, is for more efficient, because keep in mind the CLI doesn't have all those wrappers built around it, and it can run faster. But I think they're investing more resources in the IDE. So for me right now, I've tested both, and I think that the IDE is what is actually making the most sense at the moment. So I'm going to close that. I just wanted to demonstrate to you how to operate the CLI. And now you've got that. But you'll see these tasks, it's still running. And so that's pretty nice. So yeah, this is a workflow that can be quite efficient for CodeX. I believe Anthropic is also trying to get on board with this, and I think it's very important for developers and even some of these vibe coders to not get locked into one tool. As on this channel, you will see that I will be testing in the future other, I use Cursor. You see I'm working with Cursor, so I always have Cursor in my toolkit. Been a user of Claude Code for quite a bit, and I will be testing the GLM 4.6, which is supposedly got some really nice features as well. That's my CodeX workflow. IDE for focus, CLI for speed, and a cloud for queue tasks that you can manage from anywhere. Subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.